Oh my gosh, it is so hot in this room, guys. I feel like this room in particular can't have a normal temperature. It's either really cold, like North Pole cold, or it's boiling lava hot. Like right now, I feel like I need to go and put on a summer dress, even though there's still snow outside. Hello everyone, I'm here today to share with you guys a video that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it all kind of started from my declutter video where I kind of had products that I knew I didn't like and I had to get rid of, products that I knew I liked, and then there was like this middle ground of products that I didn't really remember how well they worked. I didn't think I liked it, but I wasn't sure. And so today we're gonna explore those products. And by the end of today, I'm going to decide whether I'm going to keep it and use it, or I'm going to donate it or trash it, or whatever the case is, depending on what the product is. And we're gonna see what's going to stay in my collection. If you enjoy these type of videos, give it a big thumbs up so I know, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, let's get into this. So I'm going to start with the eyes, and we are going to be using the Wonder 2 Prime and Behold. This is the eye primer, and I wasn't sure about this because it has this weird, like, very blue tinge to it. Let's be honest, it's not like I'm wearing the primer by itself. See what I mean? It has like a very, very light, almost like a sheen to it. I don't like how it looks by itself, but let's see what happens when we put some eyeshadow on. And for eyeshadow today, I'm gonna be playing with two different palettes. One is the Rimmel London Magnifeyes Color Edition, and the other one is this one by Stellar, which is their Magnetic Eyeshadow Palette. So let's just dive in and put this on the eyes and see what happens. So first we're gonna take this shade from Stellar, and we're just going to apply that all over the lids, all over the brow bone. I just wanted to see how pigmented it was. And it did cover up that blue tone from the primer really well. And then I went into the Rimmel palette and I took this neutral, almost a shimmer brown shade, and I applied it very, very lightly to the crease. And I was surprised how nice the shadow was. Like, it blends very smoothly, very easily. So now I want to play with these blue tones a little bit. So I took the brightest blue shade and I applied that along the lash line, like a very heavy wing look. Like, I want it to be really like bright blue, and it is bright. Like, it's a really nice shade. Once you blend it a little bit, it does dilute a lot, so you have to kind of keep building the shade until you get the coverage that you want. So then I went just along the lash line with the deeper blue shade and kind of tried to blend them a little bit together to create sort of a double wing effect. And then I realized that I didn't use a lot of shades from the Stellar palette, so I went back with the super sparkly first shade, and I used some Fix Plus with it to kind of enhance some of the shadow, like the shade underneath. And I just wasn't happy with it. It was just pure sparkle. Wasn't great. Didn't love it. So I removed that and I used a mixture of the lightest shade and the mid-tone shimmery shade from the Rimmel palette, and I used my finger and I just sort of patted it along the lid. That was really nice. I liked it. So far, I'm impressed with the Rimmel palette. Like, these shades are really nice. They're bright. They're not too dusty. Sometimes with the drugstore, especially these bright shades that are mattes, they are very patchy and they don't show up really nicely on the eyes, but I was impressed. These are really good shadows. I like them so far. And so far with the Style palette, I honestly didn't play with it as much as I kind of thought I would. Maybe I'll try and smudge some of the darker shades here, like underneath the lash line, and see what happens there. Now going into the brows, I want to play with a bunch of different products. One is this Revlon ColorStay Brow Kit. Like you can see there, I played with it like a little bit, but really not that much. And I'm going to take a mixture of the wax stuff and then dip it into the powder, just because I find that is going to give me more of a brow hair-like effect. I don't know if I'm like feeling this that much. I feel like I have to keep like dipping my brush in over and over again, and so I'll dip it, I'll apply one little stroke, and then I have nothing left on my brush and I have to keep re-dipping, and that's kind of getting a little annoying. It's just not, I think it's just more of a preference thing. I don't think the product is bad necessarily. It's just not, this isn't how I do my brows. Now that the brows are filled in, I feel like I don't even need the buildup, like the powder filler, because I feel like I already just did that with this powder. Well, let's see what happens. The nice thing about this is that the applicator is really small and the powder doesn't get everywhere. I don't know, if I had to pick between the two of them, I would probably choose to keep this one, and I think I'm gonna donate this one. Now we're gonna go on to mascara, and I'm gonna be testing out two different mascaras today. One is by YSL. It is their Vinyl. It's supposed to give this like wet effect to your mascara. I don't know why you want your lashes to look wet, but apparently the people at YSL think that I do. And then the other one is the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. I don't remember being super wowed by either of these, but I want to put one on each eye and see which one I like better. Or maybe I like neither. Or maybe I like both. I don't know. Oh, my brows are patchy. Why did no one tell me? Oh, this YSL one has like a scent to it. That is strong and perfumey. All right, so that's one coat on both eyes, and so far I hate both of them. Like neither of them look that good. The YSL one in particular is really tough to apply because it's a very, very wet formula. So unfortunately, the YSL one is going in the garbage can because you can't share mascara. Neither of them are super new, and that one was going to go in the garbage in the next little while anyway. Now moving on to the face, I'm going to go in with a primer that I have not used in a really long time. I don't even remember if I liked it. It just is in my drawer because it's expensive. It is the Airflash CC Primer by Dior. It is a radiance boosting, color correcting primer. And I just feel like I need to give this one another shot because I really have no idea what it's like. All right, so let's shake it up. I'm gonna cover my eyes. Woo! It's a very dry spray, which I wasn't expecting. Like the film is like very aerosol, so it dries immediately on the skin, almost to like a powdery finish, which is interesting. And so far my skin looks the same. I'm not noticing anything super radiant. I'm not noticing any color correcting at all. I don't know what to say about this. Like, I didn't notice anything. Maybe this is gonna make my makeup look really good by the end of the day, but so far I'm not overly impressed. Pretty sure I just kept it because it was really expensive. Next up is another primer because one is not enough. As you will see, it's going to be the trend for the rest of my makeup look. And this one is the Revlon Youth Effects Fill+Blur Primer for forehead. There were a lot of products within this whole like Youth Effects lineup that I wasn't super impressed with. For whatever reason, I still have this in my drawer though, so I figure I should give this one last shot and see what happens. Feel like I'm painting my forehead with nail polish though. It doesn't smell like nail polish, just like the whole brush thing. This is supposed to fill and blur and kind of smooth out any wrinkles you may have or fine lines on the forehead. It's not super thick or like spackle, kind of like sticking it into the fine lines. It's smoothing over everything nicely. We'll see what it looks like once I actually put foundation on, because that is going to be the ultimate test. Now onto the foundation, which sort of set the whole thought process behind this video in motion, and that is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation. And I remember talking about this in the video and just being like, I don't think I like this, but I have it still. Like, I feel like so many beauty YouTubers love this foundation, and that's probably why I ended up keeping it, because I'm like, I'm probably missing something here. So I want to give it another shot. We're gonna see what it looks like. I have shade 1 and 2.5 here. I believe this oxidized on me quite a bit, so probably gonna start with 1. We'll just smooth this out. It's a very heavy foundation, but it is supposed to be waterproof and like basically budge proof. I just feel like it didn't settle really nicely over my enlarged pores, and by the end of the day I was just like meh about it, and it's also oxidized a little bit. So hooray, it is now my actual skin tone. Good for me for knowing what color to keep. It is settling down fairly well on my skin, but again, my whole issue with it was at the end of the day, so stay tuned. Now onto an under eye color corrector, and this is actually a $1 one. It's by AOA Studios. It is their Wonder Cover under eye concealer, and this is their peach tone one, I think it is. Yeah, it is the peach one. And if you guys watched the video that I did testing out the $1 makeup, this was aggressive in terms of pigmentation. A little bit goes a long way. And I figured because the first time I tried this, I clearly used too much, I would go in with a little bit of a softer hand this time and see what it's like. 1 dot under the eyes. These concealers are actually really nice, guys. The AOA $1 like actual concealers, not just the correctors. They have a lot of coverage to them. I was quite impressed. So that's a little bit better. It's a bit dark for my skin tone. Like, I feel like this would work better if you had, I like how I'm adding more to the area, even though I just said it was too dark. I feel like if you had a deeper skin tone, this would probably work a little bit better on you. Oh, again, how did I use too much? Oh my gosh, Rachel. Come on, get it together. You don't need to put it all over your nose. Cover it with more foundation. Ugh. So now onto the concealers, and as we already talked about, there are 4 different ones, though technically it's only 2 and just like 2 different colors. But anyway, I'm gonna be testing out the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Waterproof Concealer, and then this one by Tarte, which is their creaseless concealer, and just see if either of them still work for me. So I'm gonna do one on one side and one on the other, and we'll see which one is better. Obviously, the formulations of both are very, very different. The Tarte one is very thick and very creamy, very like it's just basically like putty. And then the Studio one is very thin, more of a liquidy consistency. In terms of how they both look on the skin right now, they're both fairly full coverage. I'm worried that the Tarte isn't gonna look good under my eyes by the end of the day. And also the Smashbox one does oxidize a lot. Like, you can see the difference there. in the tone. Also, I don't know why I was keeping light medium. That is like not even a little bit close to my shade. So that is going directly to Caroline. I tend to really like these more of a thicker consistency concealers for concealing like raised acne bumps. It's got that thick sort of like formula. It's gonna stick on to the acne spots and cover them really well. So far both seem fine. The Tarte one underneath my eyes is very like tacky and sticky. And then the Smashbox side is just, it's oxidizing a lot. Other than that, I don't have any issues with it, but we'll see what it looks like when I set it. Before we go and set everything though, I do want to play around with a cream contour stick that I have. This is by Maybelline. It's their Master Contour V-Shape Duo Stick. And it has a contour on one side, like a deep shade, and then a lighter shade on the other. So we're gonna apply the dark shade right here. Wow. Good job, Rachel. This is a very gray formula. Just as sort of a heads up, that's something that I am noticing. Now, granted, this is for lighter skin tones, and anything that's warmer tends to look a little bit orangey. So far in terms of the formula, it is blending out well. I'm just noticing that the formula does still look a little bit gray even for me. Also, I feel like I have to be very careful when I'm applying, especially the lighter end, and I always have to like check and make sure it's the light side. I'm not like halfway through and I just streak of dark contour down the center of my nose. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's a product that's for me, you know? Now onto a cream highlight, and I think I want to test this one out underneath my powder as well as on top, but it is the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter, and this is in the shade Kitten, and this is their like putty highlight. And I remember testing this out and I just wasn't super wowed with how it looked on my skin. I was kind of expecting it to be super over the top and dramatic because it looks beautiful on Laura Lee's skin, who I had originally tested this out because of, and it just didn't give me the same effect on my skin. So let's give this another go. A lot of you guys said to use a sponge as your way of applying it, and we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, that is much better. Okay, it is amazing to me how much of a difference just using the right tool can make in how your makeup applies. Oh, I totally forgot. I have like another highlight I want to test out. Whatever, I'll just put it on top. Is the Clinique Chubby Stick highlight, and this is the Hefty Highlight 01. Let's just like stick it on top. Like, I know you guys probably can't see it, but like you can definitely see it streaked on the skin there. This one does not like a brush though. Let's try it with the sponge thing again. Oh, that's much better. Life hack, only use a cream highlight with a sponge. Now we are going to finally set everything. I'm going to use one product on one side of my face, one on the other. So on the first side, I'm going to use this one by Estee Lauder. It was the collaboration that they did with Victoria Beckham, and it is the Skin Perfecting Powder, and I remember just not being super wowed by it. And I'm going to be comparing this one to this one by L'Oreal, which is the Infallible Pro Glow Powder, and this one has like almost like a shimmery powder on top and then a matte powder on the bottom, and it's supposed to give this like glowiness to the skin. I think I tested this and it was like super glittery, but that's what today's video is for. We're gonna give it another shot. So we'll start with the Victoria Beckham one. So far so good. It's not really white. It's not emphasizing any enlarged pores or anything like that. Seems to be making the Tarte one oxidize a bit. It's turning like yellow orangey right here. It's giving everything else this really pretty airbrushed effect to my skin. Like everything is looking super flawless, but underneath the eyes, no bueno. Now onto the L'Oreal one. I'm gonna kind of like blend these two sides together to make sure that I don't get like a ton of glitter on one side and matte on the other. Press this into the skin. I feel like one side of my face is gonna, oh my gosh, look how yellow it looks already. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be bad. I'm gonna have to do a lot of evening out with bronzer today. Are you kidding me? Oh, and look at that. Good for me. I entirely forgot to blend out some cream contour down here. So, in terms of first impression, they are both very different powders. That much is clear. Looking close up at my skin, honestly, I don't really like either of them. They're starting to settle into like the pores on my skin and like these weird bump things on the front of my nose. Like, I don't know what's happening right now, but I'm not liking it. So let's move on to bronzer because I'm looking a little nuts right now. And I'm going to be testing out the LA Girl Glow Palette. I'm gonna be using this for the blush as well as the bronzer. Okay, so far the bronzer seems pretty good. I do like it. I'm going to even out my neck a little bit. And then for the blush, I'm gonna start with this lighter shade right here. The color is really pretty, like it's strong. You only need a little bit. And now I'm just going in with the Stellar palette, and I'm just going to add a little bit of definition along the lower lash line. So far, like, the color is very pigmented. It is showing up well. Blending out really smoothly. The only thing I really feel like is missing from this palette is a mid-tone brown. Like, there's a bone color, there's really dark shades here, and there's like 2 shimmery berries, 2 shimmery golds, or 3 actually. Oh my gosh, guys, I feel like I'm an entirely different skin tone than when I started this video. That escalated really, really quickly. And now moving on to the lips, this is a lipstick from MAC. This is part of their Lip Tensity lipsticks, and they had a huge range of these. And I remember liking some of them and not other ones. And this one is in Bite O Georgia, which is nice, like bright peachy color. And I was like, ooh, this looks pretty. Many of these have almost like a filmy-like feeling on the lips, and some of them cling weird and other ones don't. Nope. I don't like this shade at all. It is a little too light for me, and it's like, I don't know, anytime I move my lips together, I can see like a seam across the middle of it. Yeah, no, this is not great. Nope. I'm gonna try and put a little bit of gloss on top and just see how it like works with this. This one is by MAC also. It's their lip gloss in Pink Lemonade. Oh, see, I like that a lot better. It didn't do a lot, but the glossiness helped. Almost adds like a little bit of like a pinkiness to it too. Okay, I like this a lot better. And now last but not least is a setting spray. And this one is by Marc Jacobs, and it is the Recover Perfecting Coconut Setting Mist. I honestly don't even remember using this to begin with, so I'm just gonna shake it up. Let's see what spray we're working with. Okay. So far so good. Although I do have to say, heads up, make sure you press down fully on this. Otherwise, you're just gonna get this like weird spray-like effect, and it's not like a big cloud of product. Don't want to make that mistake again. And this is the final product that we ended up with. I feel like there are some products I'm excited to continue to play with, and some products that I'm going to be giving away. In terms of just first impression, just right off the bat, products I want to donate to friends and family, get rid of, all that stuff. One is the Maybelline Master Contour V. Just a little bit on the gray side. Not loving that. Not loving the Revlon ColorStay Brow Kit, as well as this Tarte Creaseless Concealer, because it's just the wrong shade. I do not love either of these powders. I have powders that I love a lot more than these two, so I'm going to be donating those. This lip product I was gonna donate, but I like how it looks with this lip gloss, so I might actually just keep it just for the purpose of wearing these two together. This AOA Wonder Cover, the peach one, it's just a little too dark for my skin tone. I think Caroline, my sister-in-law, will really enjoy that though. And then the other one that I'm getting rid of is the YSL Mascara. It just made my lashes look really like clumpy and like, I don't know, plasticky. I don't really like it, so this is going to be going in the garbage. I feel like I was pretty cutthroat about like getting rid of product, and just right off the bat, I've gotten rid of like 6 or 7 products. We'll see by the end of the day. There may be more that I want to add into that pile, but as of right now, those are the ones that like I just don't like. But now I'm gonna go about my day, and I will check in with you guys tonight, and we'll see what the final tally is on products I'm gonna be getting rid of. Hey guys, so I'm actually filming on my phone right now because my camera, I can't really find it. It has been a long night. It's like almost midnight, and my son is sick, and I blame that for the makeup being the way that it is right now, so I'm not going to judge it too harshly. But based on what I saw throughout the day, don't really love the Urban Decay foundation. It was just sitting very heavy on my skin, as well as the Tarte concealer. Didn't really love it underneath the eyes, but I do think this would be really good if you had acne spots. And the Stila, this thing, I would say use a little bit and then put like a powder highlight on top if you want something that's really going to be like blingy on the skin, because this was sitting a little heavy because I did layer like a ton of it on. But other than that, like, I think I'm gonna keep everything else. So yeah, I'm gonna go and take off this disaster of a makeup look right now, and I'm gonna go to bed. And that's everything for this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you like these whole like one last time testing out of products in my collection and you want to see more of these types of videos. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And that is everything. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing Sunday, and I'll see you guys all on Tuesday. Love you girls. Mwah!